Hey, this is James Packard with Western Welding Academy. We're going to answer some of the internet's most asked questions about welding. Is welding hard? Well, it depends on how much training you've got. Is breathing hard? It would be if nobody taught you how to breathe, right? Welding is extremely hard to learn, gets easier over time, but always challenging. You'll always run into something that you're not expecting. Is welding a good career? It's been a great career for me. It's taken me all over the world. It's made me a pretty good living. Now I get to teach it. I couldn't think of any better career myself. Is welding dangerous? Slightly. Honestly though, I did this at home. Working on a weld machine. It can be dangerous. You could be working underwater, diving, doing deep dives, saturation diving. You can be a couple hundred feet in the air on skyscrapers welding on something. You got heavy loads coming overhead. Like any industrial trade, it can be dangerous, but if you keep your head on a swivel, you'll make it out alive. Is welding engineering? Slightly. You have to know some metal compositions. Make sure that your base metal matches your electrode. There's some math involved sometimes when you get into pipe fitting, which is part of welding. You're looking at trigonometry and geometry and some pretty extensive math. It can be partly engineering. Some engineers have to take metallurgy classes to do their job. Is welding bad for your health? There's some aspects that could be, but I know a lot of welders that are well over 70, retired. Most of the time, if they're gone, they were gone from a bad decision, not necessarily health effects. How much money can you make as a welder? You can make anywhere from $20 an hour to several $100s an hour. Personally, my best job was $77 an hour and $110 a day per diem. There's other ways to do it, 45, 15, and 100. There's 85 and 100 contract. They'll pay you per weld. You can make anywhere from $30,000 to $300,000 a year. How does welding work? Electricity, mostly electricity. There's some gas types of welding, but they're kind of going away. High energy electricity, superheats an electrode, melts down base metal, melts down the electrode, two liquid puddles come together, you have one homogeneous unit. Is welding bad for your eyes? Like anything, when you use a body part too much, it starts to deteriorate. I've always had bad eyes, or not so great eyes anyways, but I don't notice them being any worse or any better because of welding. My prescription doesn't change much. I suppose if you got a grinder spark or something in your eye, that's pretty bad for your eyes. But I don't know too many welders who have lost any eyes or vision because of it. How does welding underwater work? I have a pretty limited knowledge about that. It's a water resistant or a wax coated electrode. When you fire up a welding rod and it burns the flux, it creates a protective gas around that weld. Same process underwater. It creates that gas, pushes the water out of the way, keeps an inert environment around the weld puddle. Next thing you know, you got a weld. What does welding a differential do? A diff. It gives you positive traction. Basically, both tires turn at the same rate no matter what. Where does welding pay the most? Piping is usually the higher cost, more lucrative type of welding. It ranges from structural, clear up to aerospace, but piping tends to make the most money. Where can you go to learn how to weld pipe? There's only one place I know of on the planet, in the universe, Western Welding Academy. I don't think there's any other schools out there that cater to that. How can we find where to go to Western Welding Academy? Click the link in the bio. Apply to weld.com, call us in Gillette, Wyoming, Google us. So I have it on good authority that 95% of all of you watching this right now are not subscribed. So like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, catch our other socials, and we'll see you on the next weld.